Hello, my beautiful viewers. Another account review after I finished my series. So I took like what a 3-day break from Azuru Lane. But here is another account review that some of you guys love because you guys love this stuff. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much like an idiot or ape or whatever. So let's get this started. So this person right here is 10 months into Azure Lane. Well, I can't see it right here, but this was made about this was uploaded 3 months ago, so 13 months as of right now. You can't see it, but it's up here somewhere. It says 10 months, so this is about 13 months. So this is about a year now for this account, assuming this person hasn't updated, but who knows though. A try hard and a casuals buy. That's literally every single. That's so many gamers nowadays. I will say this before we start this video. Now, I have nothing wrong about people who want to be a tryhard and people who want to be casuals, but I will say this though. I will say this. There are many people who do this, and that's fine. But if you're a person who is a casual, but you like to try hard, but you complain about like stuff being like, oh, it's too hard, this is too annoying, this is too unfair because this guy spends more money, this guy does more other stuff. Suck it up. That's life for you. Anyways, let's get on with this video. Alright, so let's look at ships. Straight off the bat, I see a lot of USS ships at 120 or super high level. Let's talk about them. So, skin wise, oh, I see a very high level Heryu Maida. Now, I don't know why, but she doesn't have the ring border, but you can change her name. I don't know why that is, but whatever. I guess it's their own kind of thing, but being able to change a ship's name without seeing the border for like the rings or whatever is kind of yeah. Let's go talk about skin stuff that I do like. As of right now, I don't see anything I'm super unfamiliar with. A lot of the skins I see pretty mainstream nowadays, so nothing too fancy. I'll talk about the other stuff that I can work on as of right now. But for skins though, we'll go over those later. You bought the serious skin, but you're not gonna get her to 120. Come on, my man. Same as St. Louis. Come on. And we have Neo Tengu is here as well. You got skins, you gotta get them up, my man. I think it's a common rule that people, if you get a skin for a ship, you gotta get them to 120. That's just how it is. Look at this Otago right here. I'm not a big fan of Otago, but man, getting a skin for her and not getting her to 120, shame. I will say this though, I have Hanukkah level 70, and I have a skin for her as well. I should level mine up. I will though. I'll get around to it, but as of right now, I'm lazy. Submarines as well too. All right, let's scroll down. All right, now we can talk about the plates and stuff. Now there's these things. I would cash in on them. Don't spend them on EXP. I said this many times. Do not use the core stuff or whatever. Do not ever use them on experience. Experience literally takes a week. If you actively play, it literally takes a week. And now that there's full auto, it takes even less time and like less having to worry about that kind of stuff. So use it on prints like these. Don't use them on EXP. There you go. All right. And you get the UR stuff. I'll say this though: if you have universals, don't cash them in. Keep them at the regular one. I'm not sure if you did cash in on the carrier ones though. But if you're not gonna make the gear right away, there's no need for you to cash it in. Like, what if they introduce like a really OP dive bomber or a battleship gun or something that's way better and more cost efficient at making wyverns? Then you're kind of screwed. So don't cash in on the universal prints until you want to make what you're trying to make right there, right then. So low material there, OS stuff, we're getting around to it. Cash in on the prints. I don't know how much developer stuff you have right now, but we'll look into it later. Let's move forward. All right, rainbow dildos. Get more of those. You'll probably be good with like 6 or something, but definitely get more of those. That's gonna help you out. Steam catapults look okay. Corsairs, we're working on it. Do buy the Corsairs though, but I know as like a semi-newish player, you're kind of lacking on those, but definitely do get more Corsairs. They're the best ones you can get as of right now. That doesn't cost a lot of resource to make via Gear Labs, because Gear Labs has Tiger Fangs and like Sea Hornets that are really expensive to make. Honestly, you're better off just getting 800 core data and buying Corsairs for those. It is faster and much more reliable. I see Dido AAs, good. I see more Gold Fragment Traders, very good as well. Stags, no one has a lot of those because no one sticks around PR1 for a long period of time. Do get more Neptune guns. They're very, very good. You can make them from Gear Labs as well too, but I wouldn't make it because I think it costs like, them circuit boards, so it's kind of expensive. But if you can make them though, then very good. But Neptune's gun is pretty much still the best AP gun in the game as of right now. Let's go forward. What else do we got here? I see some Rune Guns. Now, you can use Baltimore's gun as well, too. If you don't want to make Rune Guns, that is a good side grade from Rune's Guns. So, go for it. You have 2 AP MK6 as well, too. All right, we're looking good. Looking sharp. Let's talk PR1. PR1. I don't know if you plan on working on Ibuki. Maybe you do. But get her unlocked. That shouldn't take too long. You have Gas Cone also unlocked in FDG. You should get around to that as well, assuming you have the ships for it, because these ships are gated by some weird system. Whenever you have to unlock ships or get ships, or you gotta get a certain amount of fleet tech points for that specific faction to unlock them, and like get ships like 12 of them or 10 of them or whatever. So whenever you get around to that, unlock those ships, you're good to go. But PR3 is done though. That is good. All right, PR3 is done. PR1 should be good. That's not bad though. PR3 being done, or this not done really, but like almost done. It's pretty good. I like it. All right, so finish up PR3, jump to PR1, and then by the time you finish these two, PR2 is gonna be in the compensation or like catch up season. You can work on this as you gain the compensations or whatever. Sounds about right. Okay, we got cats here. 10 months of cats. Oh god, don't tell me you're an active cat buyer. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but like just be very, very careful because you don't want to spend too much on cats. Now let's talk about the cats, because I'm gonna be very, very picky about it. This right here, usable cat, not bad at all. I'm not a fan of the HP line, but definitely still usable because it has 2 universal attack lines, which is very good. Now let's talk about this Maru. The first stat is fine. Second stat, not really. Third stat, really, really not a favor of. So, not a fan of this Maru at all. Now, this is a this is a very funny Bishimaru right here. Now, we have a lot of backline stuff for main fleet. I'll talk about this in particular, right? So, main fleet accuracy. This helps carriers as well, too. And Bishimaru is a carrier cat. Accuracy is not bad, but 3 accuracy is basically nothing, so it is basically a deadline. 14 AA. Now, this right here is kind of whatever. Like, obviously, it helps some kind of defense, whatever, but you don't really want anti-air on carriers that much. You don't want it that much at all for the most part on backlines. So this line right here, I'm also not a fan of. Flames Aggression is fine. It's the universally 3% damage on ships. You can't go wrong with that. And then we have reload for battleships. This is kind of whatever too. So use this cat for carriers, and you're thinking, wow, it's a carrier cat. It's not bad. It has Flames Aggression. No, it has 3 basically useless line. You want carrier stats, and it's gonna be way better for this in particular. Now, like compare this cat to this cat right here. This cat has no unique lines, but this cat right here is way better than this cat. Why? Because it has 2 damage lines. You have 10 aviation, and you have 14 aviation. 24 aviation. I would take that over this, especially in carrier setups where you build a front line of supporters. Even though they get 3% more damage, they don't gain that much because they're not really there to do damage. So it's really just like 9% damage that you're getting from Flames Aggression versus 18%. Whereas this right here is gaining 24 times 3, 72 aviation. And you have reload and all this stuff other backing up this cat. This cat right here, even though it's not spectacular on base, it is still a way better cat than this one right here. Now, and this pound right here, bloody awful. The first 3 lines are absolutely horrendous. Don't like it. And Forest Serenity, You can like it if you want because that's anti-air and whatnot. I personally just do not like this line. There's not much benefit going on to this line at all. It's basically useless. So this cat right here, you can 100% scrap it. I don't like it. And this cat right here, oh, so we have 2 damage lines, but then you see the ASW, and it's like, ugh. You can use it, yes. Make sure you're using it on HMS ships, obviously. But this third line right here is awful, 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 awful. And this right here, this pound or this line has so much potential. If you rolled anything aside from Miracle that isn't EXP related, it probably would have been better. Like Flames Aggression, Destiny, Soulful Warrior, this line would have been amazing. But because it's luck, you have two good lines though. It's still a decently good cat. Now luck does give offense ability, gives crit and whatnot. It gives a very, very little amount of crit, but 5 luck is still something. But it's not a high priority line compared to like a raw damage 16 firepower line. Still a usable cat. Obviously not best in slot, but compared to these other cats I've seen in your cat inventory, this one's probably like one of the best ones in there. Probably one of the best ones in there. Antenna EXP line as a base, I do not like it. Unless you want to feed it to another cat, I do not like it. Eagle Unit faction line, I don't like this at all as well. It gives aviation, gives anti-air, but most of the cats that the cats that are for USS are the destroyer ones and the BB ones. You want firepower or you want torpedoes. So USS line basically does nothing here. So you're just basically working with your first line here, which is kind of whatever. Because having a 1 usable line for a cat is what is easy. 2 is very easy as well. 3 it can maybe kind of get tricky, but 4 though, that's where it starts getting crazy. So 1 usable line, I would not stick with this cat. But until you get a better one, just hold on to it, I guess, for now. And we have Justice cat. This Justice, not a fan. ASW, 3 firepowers, whatever. I'm just not a big fan of Justice cats in general because destroyers, you would rarely use a full fleet of destroyers. Very, very, very rarely would you. Not a fan of this Justice as well. Not a fan of both Justices, honestly. Now, let's talk this Steel Cat. This Steel Cat, very good. I see Alpha Wolf. I see a torpedo line, and I see Flames Aggression. 3 usable lines. Very, very good. The health is whatever, but these right here are very, very good. 3 damage lines, very good. But then again, getting a Steel Cat is not hard because it's easy to roll torpedo lines on Steel compared to like other SSR cats. So it's not that bad, but again, good cat. This right here is probably your best cat. This right here is probably your best cat. And then we have this Pound, which is kind of whatever. Flames Alacrity, not a fan of having speed on a cat. HP, whatever. But we have 1 damage line right here, so that's good. So you don't have the biggest wide variety of cats. I will keep keeping up with it if you can, but don't be too into cats as of right now. You're still a 1-year-old player. Start focusing on your PR development, getting more ships to 120, building your roster first for your harder stuff like OS and whatnot. Then come back to worry about cats later on when you're done with all that. But if you have money to throw around, go for it if you want to. And then we have 12-4 unlocked for the full auto clear. So very, very nice. So my take is right here. Finish PR3, finish PR1, then finish PR2. When you're done to it, do that last. Your cats aren't the best, but still use them. They're free stats, to slot them in there and get free EXP as you grind. Gear, we're not looking bad. Just get more of the core data stuff like your Corsairs and maybe more shells. Well, 6 white shells is fine right here. The black ones you can probably skip, but if you want them, go for it. 6 right here as well. Definitely get more plates, farm more of those. And in terms of ships, let's talk about ships you want to work on. Now, this is assuming you're not a waifu gamer. If you want to be a waifu gamer, go for it. But if I were to give you suggestions on ships you want to work on as of right now, it would be something like this. Anything that's not level 100 already, I assume you don't want to work on. So ships that are at level 100 already, I assume that in the future you plan on working on them. So let's talk in particular on the ships you want to kind of get to 120 that are not level 100 as of right now or higher. Centaur is a good choice. What do we got here? Centaur is a good choice. Sirius is a good choice. For Me isn't a bad choice either. If you don't have Shinano or Arc leveled up, she can slot in as a filler. Rune Muse is a good choice if you don't care about fleet tech and whatnot. She doesn't give any perma stats, so if you don't care about that, you want more utility, she is also good as well. What else do we got here? Georgia. Well, you're still working on her, I guess. She's not bad. Prince Imrich is also very, very powerful. You can skip on these girls. Ozma takes a lot of investment, but you'll get there eventually. Level 1 with the skin. Level 1 with the skin. Vanguards and stuff. I think all the other ships you have that pretty wait. Don't tell me you have a Sirius at 120 already. I could be screwing myself over this whole time. Alright, you don't. So, as of right now, though, you have a lot of ships that I would recommend are at 100 higher plus, or you don't have them at all. Yeah, these are basically all the ships you kind of want to have at 120. So you're working on everything right here. Like you have St. Louis at basically at 120 and all this other stuff. This is not a bad roster at all. You should be having an easy time at OS. Assuming your gear is all plus 10 or whatever, you should be good to go. So nothing much to it. Just know how to build your fleet compositions because you didn't really ask me for it. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I believe that is the end of this review. I don't think you have any other questions. But yeah, you have a pretty balanced roster for like the harder stuff, assuming you don't want to be a waifu gamer. Just work on those small things like Gion is good, London is good, Prince Imrich was good, Sirius was good, For Me is good, Rune Moose is good, and what was down here again? Georgia's good, but they need developer levels, so watch out for that. And you're basically good to go. So I see nothing wrong here. Everything looks fine. Just need to play more. In another year or so, this account will be a super spiffy. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that is the end of that video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.